Okay. Sorry, this is late this week. I had a crazy week this week. And Bert Cast had the studio all day today. And so I didn't get to Halston until late tonight. And my cat's in here. Sorry, Gus. But I think it's a fun podcast. We have Isla in the beginning. We have Bert join us. And then Halston's fiancé, Brooklyn, joins us. And then she leaves. And then Bert leaves. And then Halston talks. And then I leave. And it's just all scattershot this week. It's a scattershot. But it was fun. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about Britney Spears. We talked about my and Bert's wedding. We talked about your wedding, Halston's wedding. We watched our dogs fight. Not really fight, but play. But Bert thinks they're really fighting, but they're not. They're just playing. But I want to say thank you for the questions that I'm getting for Mikkel. So I'm going to try to get him on the podcast for next week. It may not be next week's podcast, but I'm going to try. So if you have any more questions, you can send it to Leanne at wifeotp.com. You can go on the website, wifeotp.com, and send an email through that. You can direct message me on my Instagram, which is at @Kreischer. Any questions for Mikkel, you can leave messages on YouTube, and I'm going to compile them and ask the best ones. We probably won't be able to ask all the questions. Hello. Oh, do you want to say hi? Okay, come here. Come here. I know. Do you want to say hi at my intro? Okay. It's Gus. He says hi. Meow, meow, meow. So we probably won't be able to get to all of your questions from Mikkel, but I'll try. And I appreciate them. There's some good ones. So I look forward to hearing what he has to say. But thank you for coming back next week. Again, thank you for your patience that this one is so late. I'm sorry. It's my fault. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, you can tell somebody about it. That'd be awesome. And have a good Valentine's Day.
Hey.
I want her to sit next to me.
No, I'm going to go inside in a minute.
Sneaking. You want to sit in the chair with me for a minute?
I'm going to go inside.
Come on.
Oh, sit next to her.
Here, right here.
Oh,
Come snuggle time.
We got to talk about your cookie selling.
Oh yeah. Oh, my sweet girl.
Did you sell out of cookies?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Well, cookie sales are different this year. They're all done online.
Yeah.
So I guess you can just sell as many as you want. Right? Why? Wait. Let's talk about your cookies.
Okay.
We'll talk about, come sit right here. Just sit here.
I want to go. Okay. Hi, Halston.
Hello, Isla.
So what award did you just win with Girl Scouts?
Silver World.
Oh, the light fell. Technical difficulties. Is it? I think the cord's too tight. I think I pulled it on the microphone. Thank you, Isla. Oh, that's very bright. Let's turn
It's so dark without it. Wow.
right?
I got lights too.
Ring light, huh?
I finally have lights over here too. It was just not working.
Mm-hmm.
So what award did you win?
The Silver Award.
The Silver Award. And what did you do to earn the Silver Award?
We wrote a cookbook.
A cookbook?
Yeah, a cookbook.
And what else? This is more than cooking.
It was I worked on the cooking section. And then it was also like camping things, right? Mom, you're making me nervous.
I am. It was a camping guide for girls, right?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So things you can cook while you're camping?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't just put a can of beans on the fire?
No.
What would happen?
It would probably explode.
It would explode. I think you're right.
What was your favorite thing have you tried the things that you cooked?
No.
That's not true. We made the tortilla soup when we went camping.
Well, yeah, but we didn't try everything.
No, you didn't try everything.
Which ones did you like? Which ones are like top ones?
I liked the tortilla soup one. It was actually really good. Besides, it was like really spicy though.
It was really good. This is a COVID test.
Oh,
so she sees this on the desk. It's
yeah.
Negative COVID test
for the podcast stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
exciting.
So I'm very proud of you for winning or you didn't win it. You earned your silver award. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Was it a lot of work?
It was. It took a lot of time. It took like 3 or 4 months.
It took a while. Is it okay if I post it on my website?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a downloadable.
Well, you have to ask the troop.
Oh, I guess I should ask the troop. I should ask the whole troop. But if I can, then I will. They wrote it all themselves. It was a downloadable 2-volume camping guide. One volume has camping essentials and the other volume has camping like fun stuff, like songs and whatever.
Wait, what's some of the fun stuff?
What's some of the fun stuff in your camping guide?
Have you started?
Yeah.
Oh, am I on this too?
With no pants?
I'm wearing pants.
You're not.
There are, what's in your camping guide that's fun?
There are songs that you can sing. And
Like F is for friends who do stuff together.
no, I'm not sure. I didn't work on that. But
They're Girl Scout songs.
yeah.
Okay.
And yeah.
Like a listen and repeat song. A lot of those.
yeah.
My name is Isla. Yeah.
No. But
I like
baby
to
Bella.
dance.
Yeah. All right. Jump in. Introduce yourself. That one. No.
My name is Isla. Yeah.
There were suggestions for
I
downtime
like to
activities.
dance.
She can
Yeah.
work on that
And
one.
sometimes if I eat pizza,
Are you leaving?
I shit my pants. Where's the chair? Where's the little stool for me?
Right there underneath the heater. Oh, he's sitting in the little stool. I'm usually on this. I'm usually sit on this side table. You think that's going to be okay for you?
We'll see.
No way. No. There's another side thing.
You could pan this so that we're both in the shot.
Well, Isla was with me,
Okay.
so I didn't need to
Oh.
pan it for you. How you like that chair over there, big boy?
This really sucks.
It does, doesn't it? This is where I sit during meetings on this hard ass.
And this
table.
we're podcasting right now.
No, we're just hanging out.
Can I tell you what I really want to add to my life is edibles.
Yeah, you are so exhausting. Let me tell you why. You talk a big
Oh,
game
really?
every day about something. You have been saying, you know what I need to add to my game? Edibles for years, but you don't.
I know I don't. I'm scared of them.
Every
Time I've taken edibles, I remember one time I took edibles and I woke up with searing anxiety.
Guess what happens when you don't take edibles? You wake up with
Searing anxiety.
Guess what happens when you drink? You have
Searing anxiety. Guess what happens when I eat poorly? My stomach goes sideways and I have searing anxiety.
And
You are seething with searing anxiety.
And you know what I did today? I was treating myself and I ate 2 Fiber One bars.
Oh, you're so
That's why I was
dumb.
farting
You're
so aggressively.
So dumb.
When do you think all couples fart and shit in front of each other?
We did from the beginning.
I haven't yet.
Why?
We're
It's
4 years in.
You are cray cray.
We've
Part
been
of the
living.
fun.
We've been living with each other for like 3 years, over 3 years now.
Do you
Never.
say stuff like, I'm going to go take a shit?
So what do you do if you have to fart?
We don't.
You don't ever fart?
No.
Ooh.
You're lucky. You're lucky.
I go in the other room if I have to.
Oh, you guys have a fart couch and
Wait.
you just plant them in there?
Okay, wait. I got to dig this up a little bit.
Yeah.
What is the negativity about a fart?
Just gross.
Why is it gross?
I think that it's gross. I feel like maybe I'm traumatized a little bit, and this sounds dramatic, but I really feel this in my heart. My dad is a fart machine. He has constantly farted my whole life. Every 10 minutes, there's something seriously wrong with it. Like, I've never known anyone who farts as much as him. He's known as the fart guy to his, like, at the cop station.
Known as the fart
Here
guy.
comes the fart guy.
He's always been the fart guy in the military. Like, it's just like a noise that comes out of him that everyone's like.
But does it
yeah.
smell? Does he have smelly farts?
No.
No.
But he used to fart on me when I was a kid and all that stuff, and I don't like it.
Oh, my dad used to watch TV in his recliner. And when he had to fart, he would raise one leg like this and his arm and go, ah. I mean, farting
Can I
is
tell you?
very normalized.
Can I tell you what fucking killed Isla one time? I said, hey, pull my finger. She goes, why? I said, pull it. And she pulled it, and I farted right when she did, and she fell apart laughing. like it was the most genius gag she's ever seen in her life.
She's an easy target.
I shit
in public a lot back in the day. This is before you could be canceled for shitting in front of a group of people or shitting on a pizza box to win an election. There's a lot of things that I have straight up published that I should be canceled for.
You would have been filmed. People would be on their phones posting to their stories.
Oh, I would have gone viral. Man, I lived in a blessed world that allowed me to fuck up as a kid and not, I mean, my young boys now don't get that. Yeah. And I'm not saying like hurtful things, hateful things. I'm saying stupid things like there's a picture of me in a woman's thong in a sorority. And I
think I've seen this picture.
Yeah. And I just walked in to the sorority and stripped for them, and they hadn't asked for it. I just went, hold on. I'd like to make an announcement. Whose birthday is it? And they were like, it's Jennifer and Kristen's. And I was like, happy birthday. And everyone's like, oh, cool. And then I took my shirt off, and then I took my pants off, and I was in a woman's thong, and they were crying. I'm sure certain girls were traumatized by it or triggered by it. But there's a picture, and you can see the picture, and there are girls losing their fucking minds, laughing hysterically at like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, I think that's the problem, is that we've lost our sense of humor in a lot of things. Some things never should have.
I know what I want to talk about. You're right. Keep going. And this is such a great conversation. This is going to be a great podcast, Leanne.
You think so?
I already know because I can't talk to anyone about this.
Okay.
But you're right. People have lost their sense of humor.
That's right.
But here's what's interesting. We have the one, and I don't celebrate wokeness. I think I try to stay just above.
Try to stay groggy. Pretty good, right? Pretty good, Halston, right?
I like that.
Groggy. A little bit of sleep in the eye.
I got sleep in my eye. But there is a thing about woke's the bad word because that's been politicized. But what's interesting is stop laughing at your own fucking joke.
It was a good joke.
It's not a great joke. It's not that great.
It really made me laugh. So does it matter?
So
I still have a sense of humor.
Okay, here we go. But there is a thing about when it comes to like hurting people's feelings, you're still laughing hysterically at your mediocre joke.
It was a good joke.
It was not a good joke.
You're groggy.
Oh.
Hi, Brooklyn.
Hi.
What are you
How
eating?
are you?
I'm making dinner.
Oh, what is that?
Tell them what it is.
It's a special creation. It's pita bread and then vegan turkey and peppers and kind of everything together.
And sweet potato fries.
Sweet potato fries. Yeah, I'm not much of a cook. I just kind of pull everything that's together.
Hey, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
So exciting.
Gosh, so exciting. So happy.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Great.
That's great. You guys are going to love it.
I know. Isla said, do you think they'll invite us to their wedding? I said, I don't know. I have no idea.
mean, we would love it if you guys wanted to be there. Yeah, you
We
guys
have
did
to
so
go.
much.
I mean, I don't want to go,
As we
but
just
we have
invited
to go.
ourselves. We just
Leanne invited ourselves.
You see how I did that?
That's so sweet. Yeah.
Do you guys talk about what kind of wedding you're going to have?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know where we want it. And it's kind of in my hometown where I grew up and a really beautiful area. So we've kind of been diving into it a little bit and then getting people's help, like my sister. And it's so much fun getting everybody involved in this. So.
I'll tell you about our wedding real quick, because it was really one of the greatest weddings I've ever been to. And I always wanted my wedding to be a fun time, but we spent no money on it, and Leanne threw it. It was a church her dad owned.
And he doesn't own a church.
Her grandfather owned.
It's a church that has been our family church. Our family's been going to church there since like 1840.
Oh, wow.
We didn't.
History.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a small little Pentecostal
Not Pentecostal.
Whatever.
What are you talking
Why don't
about?
you just let me tell your
We're not
story?
Pentecost. There's no Pentecost where I live.
Beautiful.
Whoopi Goldberg officiated it.
It's a white clapboard, one room church.
What's a clapboard?
Like slats of wood.
Well,
on
you
the
heard of
front.
you've heard of the applause tree?
That's a terrible joke.
I didn't get
Terrible joke. No one got that.
So-
People got my
so-
groggy joke.
No. If you cut down a bunch of applause trees, you'll get a round of applause.
Just give it up.
And then you take
Give it
that
up.
round of applause, and
Give
if
it
you
up.
cut it smaller, they're into little claps. And then those boards you can put on the wall.
You know those white churches that you see in the South? They're white and the boards run this way. And it's just white church with like one door and a steeple.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a barn with a cross on top.
A little bit better than a barn. But
Just
yeah,
barely.
Again,
a
step up.
rectangular box.
And so we had the service, and there was really a small wedding, but it wasn't small. Like all my friends were there. It was all the people I really love in my life. And then my family, a lot of Leanne's family. And then we did it in a an outdoor pop-up tent outside the church. We just had the post party reception there. And it was fucking fun as shit.
And
it was fun as shit.
My grandfather made a barbecue. We had 150 guests. We spent
nice.
$5,000 total on the wedding. I mean, it's impossible. You can't do that here. But
In her hometown,
my
you could.
grandfather made barbecue, like pulled pork, and my grandmother made homemade barbecue sauce and Brunswick stew, which is very Southern. I don't know if you guys know what that is. My aunt made coleslaw and potato salad. That's what I asked for my wedding gift from them. My cousin made our wedding cake. My dad paid for the DJ, but we also had a band. I paid for the band. He paid for the DJ, but I paid for I think
we
I paid
were
for
broke
everything
as
else.
shit
Yeah, we
then.
were so
We
broke.
were really
I
broke.
put it all on my credit card and was like, I'll just have to figure it out. I mean, $5,000 is pretty cheap for a wedding. So I think I paid $400 for my wedding dress.
Oh,
It was, but it was crazy
couldn't
because
afford it.
if you had told me at a younger age, what's your wedding be like? I'd be like, oh, I guess it's going to cost like $1 million. And then when you go to get married, you're like, oh, it just needs to be fun.
It needs to be what you
yeah,
want
that's
it
what
to
we
be.
want. We just want it to be fun. We want it to be with people who really meant a lot to us and not have too many people there, just the people who really matter and just have a fun time together.
Have you heard of Leavenworth, Washington?
I've heard of the prison.
Leavenworth Prison.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
like
mistakes it.
people go there for Oktoberfest. It's like
Ooh.
Old Town Germany
Oh, cool.
type vibes over there.
Are
Yeah,
you thinking about October?
actually, yeah. October.
Like this
Oh.
October?
No,
October
next
22.
year.
Okay. I was gonna say
Yeah,
that's fast.
Leanne, during COVID.
We also
Yeah.
planned our wedding in 2 months. 2
Oh my
months.
God. Oh, you guys did it in 2 months?
Yeah. We did it really quick because
Wow.
we were just so in love.
That's sweet.
There might have been a shotgun there. Just saying.
Yeah. And Georgia was at our wedding. She doesn't know it.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know it.
She was there.
The other I said something about me and mom and I got married in December, and they were like, "How long have you been married?" And I said, "Well, how old's Georgia?" And they
And
go,
I was like,
and then they go 16. I said 16 years, and then Georgia's like, "Wait, my birthday's in June." And we were like, "Huh?" And she was like, and then she just stopped doing the math and was like, "Oh, okay," and just didn't think it through.Ey're not the brightest kids.
Oh my
You're 3 months or whatever. You were like about to show or something.
no, I was farther than that because I was probably four.
We got pregnant on September 11th.
Hell yeah.
That's how we celebrated.
So we were like 4 months because we'd had our ultrasound and stuff. So we were past 12 weeks.
We were definitely past 12 weeks.
We were past 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Did you have family members that would have like judged you and like disowned you or something?
You know,
Or did we
no,
tell people?
yeah, we told everybody knew.
Yeah,
I
everyone
mean,
knew.
I was older too. I was 32.
She's even older
Um,
now.
I was 32, but no, everybody knew I just wanted to get married. I thought to myself, when I have a baby, that should be my focus. I don't need to be focusing on a wedding. Like I need to be focusing on a baby. So if I don't get married before I have a baby, I won't get married. I won't have like a wedding until my kid's like 5. because that's not fair to just shuffle. In my opinion, that was my thought process. It's not fair to have a baby be like, no, actually I have to go try on my wedding gown. No, I got to go taste cake. I just that didn't work. That math didn't work for me. So I was like, we can pull this off. We can do this in 2 months, especially if we do it in my hometown, in my family's church. There's nobody there's no waiting list
Right.
for that venue. And if all my family makes the food, then there was really nothing much to do and I made all the flower arrangements. I ordered red roses from Sam's Club, and my dad picked up like dozens and dozens of red roses from Sam's Club. And my dad at the time owned a convenience store with this big cooler. So he put them all in the cooler. And then the night before the wedding, I made all the flower arrangements for the tables and all the bouquets for the bridesmaids.
Wow.
Boutonnieres, I made them by myself. And then the next day I got ready for my wedding at my cousin's house, who's kind of like my sister. And the other bridesmaids got ready there too. And I got ready first. So I drove myself to my wedding in a truck. A pickup truck all by myself. And I showed up and I was like, hey, Daddy, we ready for the wedding? So now that I think back, I was like, wow. I think I might have done some of those things a little differently. I definitely was just like, let's go. But I didn't have a wedding planner. I was the wedding planner. So in hindsight, I probably should have had somebody the day of to go, okay, here's what you should be doing.
Hot. Way back then. I mean,
do you know about the practical joke that happened at our wedding?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. So Bert had a groomsman named Croy. Croy was a model.
Oh my God.
Like a real model.
Right? You've heard me talk about Croy, I'm sure, Halston.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous and the sweetest hearted guy ever. So they rented their tuxes from the local tux shop, which is about 30 minutes from my hometown. My hometown only has 1,600 people in it. So you have to drive like half an hour to go try on your tuxes. And Croy didn't want to go.
He's like, just pick mine up. And we're like, well, what if they get the sizes wrong? He's like, then I'll fucking deal with it. But I'm not going to go. Just grab mine while you're there. And we were like, okay.
It's not one of those things you just grab me one
Let
too.
me see if this fits,
Yeah, you're getting
So we
copies.
go there and
I'll take one.
We get all our tuxes and we need to pick up Croy Lazare's. And they're like, is he here to try it on? And I was like, nah. And they're like, what if he doesn't fit? And I go, is there any, I know his measurements. I can kind of ballpark it. And they're like, and then I was like, wait.
I think Weecho did.
Weecho goes, my buddy Weecho goes.
It's our best man.
Goes, hey, do you have any with the same waist size but really, really short legs? They were like, yeah. And we're like, how short? And his inseam was like, he was like a 32 was his waist and inseam, I think. Or like, and they gave him a 32-24.
Oh,
and it was
like shorts.
It was up to his calves.
Like you could see his socks. You can see his skin at the top of his black socks.
It might be I know for a fact it's the hardest my dad's ever laughed.
And they wore that in my wedding.
So we're getting dressed.
The wedding.
We're getting dressed in my hotel room. Me and Weecho, my dad's in there. And we got a knock on the door and we open it. And Croy's pants right to the mid of his calf. He goes, are you fucking kidding me? No, we got the regular ones also, and we were gonna switch. And we're like, oh my God, what are you gonna do? And he goes, I'm fucking wearing them. I mean, I hope it doesn't ruin your wedding. I go, it's definitely not ruining my wedding. And he goes, I mean, this looks ridiculous, right? And we're like, no, it doesn't look that bad. We were laughing so hard. My dad was not in the room. Right? So it's me, Weecho, Croy, I think Eddie Fernandez, and my old friend Lorenzo. And we are crying, laughing. And Croy just is like, he just is past it. He's like, this is what it is. And he just starts drinking. We can't stop laughing. So we go
to the church.
My family's, we take pictures. My dad is in the pew. We took pictures afterwards. My dad's in the pew. And they bring us in and we walk in and my dad sees Croy's pants and my dad starts convulsing.
Convulsing. like that.
He can't stop fucking laughing, and Croy's laughing. Everyone's fucking laughing. It was I'm
walking down the aisle, and Al Kreischer is like convulsing, laughing.
We have to have
and
video
I don't
of that.
know why he's laughing. I'm like, I have not. Obviously, I wasn't looking at Croy's pants. I was looking at Bert. So I was like,
It was.
what's going on here at this wedding? And then Bert starts crying. He cries through the wedding. And then later he got mad at me for not crying because that means that I mean more to him than he does to me. And I was like, no.
Whatever.
Somebody had to keep it together. Like somebody
dad's
had
laughing,
to keep it together.
I'm crying. Croy's laughing. It was so fucking hilarious.
It was so chaotic. I forgot to take my train off my wrist. And I stood there the whole time with my train on my wrist. It was a chaos.
It was, but it was
It was
great.
so fun.
It was a fucking great wedding.
Both of our families to this day say that it's the best wedding they've ever been to. So
And
we
I
just
got
had
like
so much
perfectly
fun.
drunk, like didn't get too fucking wasted. I remember
We could only serve beer anyway.
and I
We couldn't
just
serve
said,
liquid.
I'm going to slow roll beers all night. And then towards the end of the night, my buddy Hutch goes, hey, B-Man, PRJ? And I was like, fuck yes. And we went into the woods and he pulled out his specialty were pre-rolled joints. He called them PRJs. And he just pulls out a pre-rolled joint. And he's like, you're fucking married. And me and all my friends sat in the woods, smoked a joint. And then we came back in. It was like it was like great. It was one of like if you said you got to relive one day in your life.
Oh, it was a great day.
Oh, fucking
We were in
funny
this hotel.
day.
We stayed in this hotel that was 30 minutes away. And I watched his dad pull out of the driveway toward the hotel. And he had, not joking, like a quarter of our wedding cake wrapped in saran wrap that he took home and ate that night because the wedding cake was so good. And then we walked through the lobby and two of Bert's aunts and uncles and all of their kids who were younger were all eating pizza in the lobby.
Oh, the lobby
we
was
sat
packed.
down and ate pizza. It was the most fun.
It was
It was
That's
so
really
awesome.
cool. That's like beautiful, man. Because like some people get upset if things don't go perfect or
Mhm.
whatever.
Oh, and by the way, nothing went perfect. Her dad had an anxiety attack.
Oh, he
Eddie,
left the wedding.
my cousin, my brother Eddie, my best friend Eddie started dirty dancing with my mom on the floor, and and
picked
Eddie's
her up and
Eddie
spun
is
her
an
around and
amazing dancer, an amazing
put her in a
dancer.
chair and like grinding
and
on her. It
grinding
was
on her, belt
crazy.
off, smacking the floor with
He
his
did.
belt.
That's right.
And then he went and took like I don't know the right way to say this, but like the black sheep bad girl, but is part of our family, like the one that got pregnant in high school and left her husband and just a cool chick, right? Cool chick.
Right, yeah.
Takes her and starts dirty dance with her, and she loves it. Like it's good, not just because it's like the center of attention. There are like 500 people around, and it was fucking awesome. And then you want to know the best part? I don't like flying, so Leanne's like, "Fuck it, let's just drive to our honeymoon. Our honeymoon's in Key West. Not Key West. It's in a place called Little Palm Island.
In the Keys.
So we drive all the way.
South Florida. So
Mhm.
were you in Georgia and then you drove all the way down Florida?
So he did not want to fly. And I was like, why would we ever have a honeymoon this stressful?
Yeah,
Let's
Is it a
just go
12-hour
somewhere
drive?
fly. It was a long.
It was a long drive, but it was cool. We just got married. We were like, it was awesome. It's like
We
when
left
do
the
you?
next day. We drove all day.
We drove all day. I quit chewing tobacco that day. I haven't had a chew of tobacco in my mouth since that day.
Wow.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
We were driving at night and I took a chew and I thought, I don't want this. I was like, I don't want this. And I was like, we're having a baby. And I was like, I'm going to just get cancer for nothing. Like, fuck it. And I quit that ride in like Lake City. And then we get to the place. And by the way, don't forget, we are poor. We are poor. We are like, I'm making very little to no money on the road.
Yeah, nothing.
And I had no podcast, no nothing. I'm just doing stand up.
I think you were making like
$500 a week, and that's paying for flights and hotels and everything. Like that's fine. It's really $700 a week. I apologize, $700 a week.
And I was managing an apartment building, selling Avon.
And then and so we drive this place. We pull up, and immediately I'm in a fucking tank top. We had bought sunglasses at a gas station.
A 12-pack of Budweiser.
I bought a 12-pack of Budweiser, like margaritas, and we don't have no luggage. It's our luggage is in just bags, right? It's not. And we pull up, and there's a valet service on this little like little valet.
It's like you pulled off the side of the road.
Yeah,
it didn't even look like a place.
and we pulled up, and they're like, "Mr. Kreischer, Mrs. Kreischer," and we're like, "How do you know our names?" And they're like, "We're a concierge service," and we're like, "Oh, okay." And so we're like, "So what do we do?" And they're like, "No, nothing. Just come in, enjoy a cocktail." They gave us a thing called a Gumby Slumber. And Leanne's like, "I'm not going to drink." And I was like, "I'll take hers." I downed both of them. Then they put us on a boat that is like the kind of boat you see in Indiana Jones, wooden, inboard motor, just really beautiful.
The Chris Craft.
And a couple jumps on that is, I'm saying, polo head to toe, and shopping bags galore. They're our age, and we're like, hi. And they're like, hey, how are you guys doing? Just get here? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, you're going to love the accommodations. And we're like, cool. And he's like, so what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a comedian. And they're like, what do you do? And Leanne goes, I run properties. And he goes, oh, I run a hedge fund. And we're like, huh? We don't even know what that is. Yeah, exactly. And then
you're in lawn care? I don't understand.
And she's like, oh, I market products for, it was like two.
She like worked for Chanel or something.
Very wealthy couples. And so then.
I know he's getting her a chair.
Oh, good call.
Gentleman over here.
So we get there, we get to our room, and our room has our name carved in the door. It is a private island with like 17 bungalows, treetop bungalows, outdoor showers, and everyone knows you by name. It is one of the greatest. We're going to do it again now that we can hopefully.
We're going to do it for our 20th wedding anniversary. Well, the reason we went to this place was because we were telling Bert's dad that he didn't want to fly to our honeymoon. And Al had said, oh, my buddy just went to this great place. It's called Little Palm Island. It's really great.
I can get you a deal.
It's pretty expensive, but I can get you a deal. And I think because you're going, because we got married December 27th, it was kind of off season. So they're like, it's off season and we get your deal, except it wasn't off season because we were there New Year's Eve, which is premium.
Yeah.
And it was not a deal.
So
it was three times the cost of our wedding.
We stayed there 7 days.
Crazy.
7 days, right? 7 days, 5 days.
I think it was
5 days. Had the time of our life. Did everything.
It was so bizarre. The breakfast would show up.
Oh my God!
Like you would open your door and breakfast would be there,
and it would be hot.
And I was like, "How'd they do that? Are there cameras in our room? How they know that?" It was amazing.
We knew we were in the wrong place when our first night of dinner. The table next to us called the chef over and chastised him in front of us and said, "You're better than that." And we went
literally to the chef. And I was like,
So we have a great trip. Last night, I get the drunkest I've ever been. I throw up everywhere. It's in my book. If you want to read about it, it's in my book. Last day, we're driving back to Tampa. We're going to fly home from Tampa. And our bill shows up. And Leanne opens it and goes, oh my God. And I said, what? Now, mind you, we have no savings. We have no money. We're not making any money.
We're actually in credit card debt.
Yeah. And she goes, I go, is it bad? And she goes, honey, we could have bought a car. And I went, what? She goes, we could have bought a car. And I went, how much is it? And she's like, $15,000. And I went, my heart dropped. I started laughing. By the way, in this panic,
I
started laughing so hard.
And I was like, this is not funny. I paid $5,000 for my wedding. And this was 15,000. I was like, I couldn't wrap my head around it.
I didn't have a credit card. No one had a credit card that had $15,000 on it.
No, we couldn't even put it on we didn't have enough limit.
And we're supposed to then take the boat back, pay, and drive home. And we don't have it. We don't have it.
Can't even put it on the credit card.
We don't have the money. We're sitting in this place going, that was a great trip. We cannot pay for it.
We'll be washing dishes for a month because we can't get out of here.
Going to jail.
I called my dad. I go, hey, what kind of deal did you get me? And he goes, oh, I got you like 75% off. And I went, nope. He goes, what? I said, our bill's like $15,000 and you had to tip them. And we're like, we couldn't afford the tip on the bill. Like we couldn't afford the tip. And so we were like, and he's like, that's impossible. And I said, it's dead possible. And so he goes, well, fuck, what do you do? I go, I don't know. So we get in the boat. We go over to the thing. We're panicking. We're like, well, I guess we just tell them, hey, we don't have the money. We'll figure it out. So we get on the boat. We go over all our bags, not smiling anymore. We're just like, oh. And they get there and they're like, all right, have a great trip. And we're like, cool. And we just get in the car and we're like,
no, I go to the,
oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I go to the desk and say, I need to check out. And they say, your bill's been taken care of.
Your bill's been taken care of.
His dad took care of it.
My dad was like, I fucked up. I thought I got you a deal. I did not get you a deal. I would never put you in a place.
Resort.
I would never put you in a place that was $15,000.
And I was like, oh my God. I felt terrible that he paid the bill. But there was I couldn't have put $2,000 on my credit card.
Oh, we couldn't.
What do you do at that point? Yeah.
What do you do? We're lucky enough we had someone that could do that. I mean, that.
Yeah.
Al could
Yeah.
do
And my
that.
dad called.
Could never have
My
done
dad
that.
called and he goes, "That's my fuck up. It's my present to you guys." And in my head, I was like, "You should have told us you were going to give us 15 grand. We just would have taken the 15 grand."
Yeah.
We would have honeymooned in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, Jesus.
This was always an option. Like,
You had 15 grand in your pocket that we had access
Right?
to?
Dollywood sounds like an awesome honeymoon. I'll take the 15 grand.
Oh, we
but
would have loved Dollywood.
I would have had so much fun in Dollywood. That would have been
But it was great. And so it was, and we could tell we were just out of our element, out of our, like, people were, and we were just, I was just partying fucking morning to night. I literally would, and we did everything. We went on a sailboat. We had such a great fucking time.
It was great.
Drank with this gangster and his wife. And that was our last night. And then I threw up all over the place. And I threw up all in front of our place. And we went out the next morning to clean it up. And it was gone. They cleaned it up for me. I mean, they were fucking amazing.
For $5,000 a day, they should.
Oh my gosh.
Or $3,000 a day.
Wow.
$3,000 a day.
So much money.
So crazy, right?
Our blessing was we will never go on a vacation. And
That's what we said. We will never spend this much money on a vacation again.
yeah.
I didn't make 15 grand in 2014. Like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
in the whole
totally.
year.
Yeah. There
Yeah,
were
that's
many
a lot of
years I
money.
didn't make that. My dad doesn't make much more than that now, you know? It's
I remember
crazy.
the first time. I remember the
Mhm.
first time I made $100,000. I got my offers. I got like, I think my
Oh.
offers were like $3,000 or something. And I did all the ad, and I was working every fucking week, and I was making $100,000. It might have been $5,000 because I was doing Jameson. So I had Jameson dates and then solo tour dates. And I can tell you where the desk was. I remember where because we moved this desk around this apartment a lot. The desk was by the stairs. And I wrote it all on the calendar. I took the calculator, I added it up. It's like $105,000. And I went, whew,
I've made it.
I made it. Leanne walks in and I go, "Babe, take a look at this."
Oh.
She goes, "What's that?" And I go, "I'm making $100,000 this year doing stand-up." Can you ever believe that I'd make $100,000 and then fucking Johnny Buzzhill kill
Really?
me?
60.
She goes,
Realist.
yeah. She goes, "Actually, it's 40 because you have to give half of that to taxes. The
Hmm.
manager's your agent. So you only really walk away with 40." And I was like, that doesn't seem as fun anymore.
That's exactly what he said. That doesn't seem as fun anymore. I'm like, well, I'm just saying.
I go, now I don't want to do the work if it's just fucking 40.
Well, I said it because I was thinking, don't go spending $100,000 because we don't have.
Mhm.
Which he had done in the
100 grand.
past.
You think?
Oh, I've definitely done.
He did it like a few years before that.
Yeah,
Yep.
before we got married, I did Bert's Conquer, and I did Hurt Bert, and right after Hurt Bert wrapped, I took us to Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking put some coin down because I was like, I got fucking tons of cash. Took us to Italy, flew us there, put us up, had a fucking blast. Oh, so great.
You probably spent almost as much as Little Palm Island, but you didn't even
But
know.
I didn't even know because I've never checked money. I just spend it and then I go, huh? I'm out of it. And then my business manager at the time was like, "Hey, so your daughter's due when?" And I said, "June." And he goes, "Okay, before she's born, you need to make like $15,000. And I was like, "For what?" He was like, "You owe $15,000 to the." I said, "Well, I just have all the checks from Hurt Bert." And he goes, "Oh, you spent all that money?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "You need to pay taxes on the money you've already spent all that money. You need to pay taxes on it. So like, get a commercial or something." And I was like, "Get a commercial or something? Like, what are you fucking talking about?" He was like, "You're broke. We need $15,000. And I was like, okay. I called my dad and I was like, "I'm broke." My dad laughed and hung up on me. He goes, "You're a man now. Welcome to the club." He's like, this is the stress every man feels in his life, is running out of money, not having enough money to pay for everything. He says, now this is what it feels like to be a man. Now we find out if you're a man and you can figure it out. And I was like, "What do I do?" And he goes, "You call up Matt Frost, tell him I'm broke. I need 15 grand. You need to find me some work." And I was like, "Dad, that's not how it works." He goes, "Not for you because you're fucking privileged." He goes, "That's how it works for everyone else." So call Matt Frost, hand on the Bible, got me booked. He said, "When's your daughter born?" I said, "June 6th. And he goes, "We're inducing." And he goes, "I got you." And I worked
Except it's June 7th.
June 7th. And I worked June 7th,
No,
June 8th,
no,
June 9th,
no,
June 9th,
no.
June 10th.
Yes.
I worked June 10th, every weekend for a straight fucking year. Every weekend. And I made that money. I made that fucking money. I worked every fucking weekend. And Erin, God bless her, at the Improv, hooked me up and would get me condos when she could so I could save money. And my dad helped me pay for flights, or use miles to pay for my flights. I don't miss it. I don't miss it.
But it's a building. Life and marriage is a building.
And then you can appreciate what you have even so much more because of what you experienced and what you went through, and it wasn't just given to you.
That's right. Look what you have ahead of you.
Yeah. Yeah, we just keep growing. It's so exciting.
We have a lot ahead of us.
So exciting. I'm so proud of you guys. That's so great.
Thank you.
Feel like we kidnapped Brooklyn. I'm sorry. We just
you're gonna go back in the other room. I have a great story I want to tell.
What?
About being woke. Remember groggy?
Oh no, you're just groggy.
Leanna came up with a new term. Instead of being woke, some people are groggy, which is like kind of in between.
Okay.
Like right before you're about to.
It's not that funny, is it? It's not that funny. It's not that funny.
It was funny in the moment.
Her delivery was funny.
Okay, I believe it. Okay, have a good night, you guys. It's so nice seeing you.
Bye. It's so nice to see you.
You're welcome.
Yum yum.
Shut the fucking door.
She's adorable.
So here's what I was going to say. When we talked earlier about some, you go into this sorority house, you strip, and it's funny to the people who get it, and then the people who don't get it get upset. I can't really defend. I mean, I can't try to defend the people who get upset. I'm sure they just weren't maybe in the mood to see a half naked man or a man's full ass. I'm sure. I would definitely not do that again, but I would not be offended at that. I personally wouldn't, but that's my sensibility. But here's what I started noticing, and this is the subject I think is very interesting, is we watched a Britney Spears documentary, and a lot of it, it's fucking tough to watch because you realize all of us are guilty of making her a punchline when she's just a human. Like she's not a bad. Oh wait,
she lost her glasses.
She lost her glasses.
She's not a bad person, and she wasn't a bad person, and she didn't do anything to deserve what she was getting. And you look at like late night hosts just lighting a child up.
I can't believe it. That old man that was like, "Do you have a boyfriend? Can I be your boyfriend?" And she's like, "I'm 9." And he's like,
Ed McMahon. That was Ed McMahon.
And then the other one who was like,
sidekick.
The other one was like, "Let's talk about your boobs." She's like, "My boobs?"
And she was just a child. But here's the thing is that we were all complicit in that in a weird way. Like everyone at the time didn't give a fuck about her mental well-being. Mm-mm. And then some people, if she ever got offended, certain people would be like, "Oh, learn how to take a joke. It's a joke." And you're like, yeah, and I think that's like the good thing about if there's a good side effect of wokeness, it's that it's being a tad bit considerate to say like the Asian guy who's sitting in the front row and you just mocking him for whatever cultural thing he might have attached himself to, or that's the thing where.
What are you talking about?
No, like back in the day. Like if you were, I was trying not to be very specific. If you were a white guy sitting in the front row of an all black show, you got destroyed. It wasn't fun until you got upset. So I'm saying, and when I'm talking
about a comedy show.
A comedy show, yeah.
I thought you meant in a movie theater.
No, well, I'm talking about, no.
What is that?
Who goes into a movie theater and is like, "Where's the fucking Asian guy?"
That's right. So it's like, in a movie theater? Who cares who's in the front row in a movie theater? No one sits in the front row in a movie theater.
Man, the movie was good, but I just got roasted.
I was a little lost.
Fucking who is that guy that walked in and started taking his clothes off?
He's groggy.
I have spent the last 4 days. I just heard that. I spent the last 4 days feeling bad for Britney Spears. Like for real.
I feel actually bad.
I feel really bad for her too. I feel really bad for her. And I knew who Britney Spears was. It was hard not to know who she was. But I wasn't into that music at that time. So, and I wasn't really into what was going on in like pop culture. So, although I kind of remember a lot of that, I don't really remember it.
But you remember the head shaving thing.
Yeah, I remember the headline, and I
Straight up
remember
mental
that she
illness at the time.
Yeah, I think so. But she was also really pushed, and mental illness, especially when you start something as a child, and that kind of abuse starts that young, it changes the structure of your brain. I believe. I have no basis of that other than my own belief, so no scientific proof of that. But I think that's what happens.
Whoa.
Changes your brain.
I think she was like, she had reached the breaking point, but she was also making a statement like, I'm in control here. Actually, I can do whatever I want. If I'm going to fuck up my life, I'm going to do it myself. And she just shaved her head because of like whatever beauty standards people were holding her to, or like judging her based on what she's wearing or whatever it was. It's just crazy. The people that asked her about her virginity and like that sort of thing.
And here's the deal. Now, being fair, I would never now light up Justin Timberlake for his behavior because he was a child also. And so he's put in a situation where he goes on a radio show and they're like, come on, did you have sex with her? And he's a child not knowing how to handle that question, not knowing that like, I mean, I'm certain I've done probably the equivalent of something similar to that on radio, meaning behaved poorly or been embarrassed of the words I spoke. And I was an adult back then. And he was a child going like, I hit it. And everyone's like, yeah. And then he's like, that'll sell records, right, guys?
And now she's a slut.
And now everyone's going to call her a slut.
Now she's a slut. That's the bad part.
I'm certain he has probably come to terms with that, made amends. And I'm certain he probably has. And he has got his heart broken. But it was weird, like in getting his heart broken,
But did he? That's the thing, is what I heard in that documentary was that he took the breakup and spun it in his favor. So do you really know who hurt whom? Did she really cheat on him? But he took it and spun it to his advantage, is what it said in that documentary.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate also, because it changed her image. I mean, her image was kind of, lots of moms were like, I think she's kind of slutty, but I still let my kids listen to her music. And when that happened, she was like, she's a whore.
I mean, just think of
terrible.
the marketing of that. They're like, here's a teenage girl, like 14 years old, that you're going to really want to fuck. That was the marketing of Britney Spears.
Insane.
Yeah.
Maybe 16, maybe she was, I mean, how old was she when
she was 15, I think.
She was 15. How old can you Google how old she was when Baby One More Time hit me?
Yeah, I think she was 15. I remember thinking about that because she's in the schoolgirl outfit in the school. And
at the time, I was 26. I was 10 years older than her, thinking she was a peer. Like, meaning, like, I think she was my age.
She was a woman.
Yeah.
Thinking that she was a woman. When really, she was not. She was a year younger than Georgia. Crazy.
I mean, that's just fucking insane. It's insane. But it's insane is like
16.
all the people.
16. Well, so she's Georgia's age. Could you imagine Georgia with all the pressure of being a pop star?
She can barely handle it. Hey. Fuck
she was also one of the first like tabloid celebrities. Michael Jackson had it. Madonna had it. But for some reason with Britney Spears, the paparazzi really, really hounded her to death.
Yeah.
And it makes you go, who the fuck would want to be famous?
No, yeah. I know, just watching the paparazzi follow her walking into like a hotel lobby. It's a wonder she didn't get injured. Like she didn't trip over something or fall. She had to be blinded.
She almost dropped her baby one time.
The flash. I mean, the flash is so intense and going off constantly. You can't see.
I have a question. Did you sit on anyone's lap as a baby while they were driving in Georgia?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. No one had fucking, that was a little bit of.
Where'd that question come from?
Because Britney drove away with her baby in her lap.
Oh.
And I'm certain she was like, well, that's how my mama drove me. And at the time, that was when, I to be fair, it didn't happen to my sister, who's Britney's age. But I'm certain in Mississippi or wherever she grew up that her mom let her, that they didn't use car seats.
That's what they said. I mean,
yeah,
that's what she said.
It's convenient. It's convenient outrage because enough people could say, I mean, first of all, it's endangering a child. I'm saying as an adult now, looking at the way we never, ever drove with our kids, not in a car seat ever in our entire lives. And that's how we behave.
They're still in a car seat.
Yeah. But it's a little convenient outrage because you could very easily do the arithmetic and go, hey guys, let's not forget her dad was an alcoholic pool cleaner like a year ago. Like her mom is a school teacher and they're from a town of 1,200 people and they're not, I would
They're not
take
worldly.
Worldly. I was going to say intelligent.
No, they're not
or
worldly.
educated. But they're not worldly people.
Very big difference from being dumb and not being worldly.
Yeah.
You can't. There's certain things you don't learn if you don't leave your hometown, and it doesn't mean you're dumb. It just means you've had no reason to learn anything else, and maybe no curiosity to learn. So once you step out of that circle, and you just become more worldly.
Here's where I think the same insight, and I was trying to formulate this thought last night. The same insight, the same guilt we have regarding Britney Spears and the way we as a society treated her, I think will rear its head in 5 years when we start looking at cancel culture and the people who, based on allegations alone and no proof of evidence, we canceled and just said, fuck them, and threw them. I'm certain, I can't think of names exactly, but I'm certain there are people. What's the matter? Why are you laughing?
Is this an episode of Open Tabs?
No, what?
Just wondering.
What do you mean?
You're just talking a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna go to bed. You guys finish your episode. No, I'm sorry.
You've been ruminating on the Britney Spears thing like I have though too.
Yeah, it really kind of fucked me up. It really fucked me up. And so you tell your thoughts, and then I'll champion them.
Well, I didn't really watch the documentary. I caught bits and pieces of it. So I remember last night I was helping Isla with her homework for the whole time you watched the documentary. So I only got to watch what we saw at your sister's.
Okay.
I didn't see all the stuff that you're talking about because I was learning.
Did you hear that, Halston?
Dad.
I know. We started this podcast talking about the not farting. And
It's the fiber one bars I ate.
I don't eat them anymore.
I actually have a very unique skill that I can suck air in and fart. And the kids at camp used to call me Backfire.
Oh my God.
There's a dude who goes on to Jackass and he does that. And he was also on Howard Stern a lot. Will the Farter.
The farter.
I can do that.
Bert.
Does it smell?
Terrible. Yes.
Does it?
Yes.
I can't even smell it. You know, they say you can't smell your own farts.
Oh, it just hit me.
That's, I know, right? Now he's groggy.
It feels so good to fart.
It must, because it smells horrible.
I wish I could shit my pants. Like shitting your pants was totally acceptable.
You do.
Well, yeah, I shit my pants a lot.
Every shit's like an emergency for you.
Yeah.
Everything's an emergency.
I'm still sorry that we're talking about shit and stuff, but I just remember one time we were backstage in Ohio and someone came back and was like, all right, 5 minutes. And then Bert's like, I got to shit. And I'm like, they just told you have to go on stage in 5 minutes. You're going to shit? And then he came back in a minute and a half. And I was like, you couldn't get in the bathroom. And you're like, no, I finished. It's like, what?
Yeah. When I shit, it's like a bouncer kicking you out at 2 a.m.
It's hard and fast.
It's hard and fast. I was in Lexington, Kentucky, and at Comedy Off Broadway, and I said I have to take a shit right now. I was on stage. I said I have to take a shit. I need the host to come back up, Dusty Slade, come back up and do just like a minute, just talk to people while I shit. And he went up, and I said, just time me. And I was back in 45 fucking seconds.
Oh my God.
And people were like,
did you
that
wipe?
Yeah, of course. It was explosive. And so it was fucking, I used to do this thing where I would eat spicy food throughout the day, and then it would just show up that night on stage, and I would be miserable.
So gross.
Miserable.
Why do you do that?
I can't help it.
Yes, you can.
I couldn't. I never ate before shows. I mean, I can't. Because I don't want to feel like I have to go to the bathroom. I couldn't.
Only know that feeling. You want to know what I did one time? One time I was in West Palm at the Burt Reynolds Celebrity Theater, I think is what it's called. And we had eaten horrifically spicy that day. And my asshole was burning. It was burning so bad that it was uncomfortable. And so what I did was I went into the bathroom. I shit my pants, right? I went into the bathroom and I had John Mans get me an ice cube. And I shoved an ice cube up my asshole. And I said, that will feel better. And it did until I got on stage and it melted and started leaking out of my ass.
Oh my God.
And I was like, why the fuck would I do this? What the fuck is wrong with me?
I apologize to the people listening
this
to
isn't my
Wife of the
podcast.
Party
Yeah.
because we don't usually talk about shit and ice cubes dripping out of our assholes. So I hope you're enjoying this departure from our usual topics: book club, how to parent, fun things to do in the pandemic, awesome movies to watch,
Mental health, cancer.
Okay, let's talk awesome movies to watch, awesome series to watch with your kids. The Wilds.
I've already talked about it on this podcast.
All right.
And I've also talked about The Guest Book.
Okay. And have you talked about Richard Ramirez documentary?
Don't know what that is.
How did you watch that with your kids? I can't. Like I
don't know what that is.
The Night Stalker.
I was so disturbed by that documentary.
Yeah.
Just
pretty disturbing.
It's so disturbing. And to think he's only 24. Like Brooke's 24. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that a human like that exists.
I have a pimple.
Not anymore. He's gone now. But
no, but if he did exist,
cancer.
Someone else could exist like that. Like that it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we found out, me and Segura? There are less serial killers in Canada than there are in the United States. We're thinking because of winter.
Well, there's less people.
Or people. Population would be a big. What the fuck are you? What face are you making?
Why would you even look that up? Who thinks like that? Let's see how many serial killers there are.
Because white people
here.
are serial killers usually. And Canada's fucking.
Richard Ramirez wasn't a white person.
It's an outlier.
Yeah, outlier.
What
about Wayne Williams?
Outlier. One black serial killer. That's all they've ever had. One black serial killer.
Really?
I'm just guessing, but I don't really know Hey Siri, how many black serial killers are there?
In all of time.
Okay. How many black serial
For many years, Samuel Little believed he would. Oh, there's a bunch actually.
Oh, shit.
I apologize to all the African American listeners who. Wow, Samuel Little.
Ooh, he's kind of scary, Samuel Little.
He's a serial killer.
But these guys don't.
Chester Turner.
They don't look like serial
Derek.
killers. That first one looks like a serial killer.
No, these were. Hold on. These aren't serial killers. This guy. Look at that.
No, the
Fucker.
first guy looks like a serial killer.
So these aren't really serial. I think it gets confusing because serial killers, when you kill more than like one person.
Do you mean they kill somebody and they go home and eat cereal?
Wow, you're killing it with your antics today.
I'm feeling my oats.
Okay,
Wait, is that cereal?
Lorenzo Gillard, suspected of raping and strangling 13 women in Missouri between 1977 and 1993.
I think that would qualify.
Most of his victims were prostitutes.
Mm-hmm, that would qualify.
Yeah.
The first guy, though. Show me the first guy. Who is this guy? He's
Bill
scary.
Cosby.
That's not Bill Cosby.
It looks like him.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What else do you want to talk about?
Your couch game. Very exciting.
My couch game. Do you like it?
I love it.
It's a
Yes.
sleeper sofa. It's a sleeper sofa.
We're starting to hit
I'm
my
pretty
limit
excited
where
about
my
that.
back starts hurting.
Oh, it's because you're sitting on an end table. It's not comfortable, is it?
I can't even put microphones on that table because it's too like unsecure.
Flimsy. I know. I got to get new tables.
We need heavy side tables, but we got to see the. We may just build them. I might just build them with the fucking wood in the backyard.
Oh,
yeah, with all the time you have and all the supplies.
I know, right? So much time. Like TikTok. I hear the clock just TikTok every day. No, I want to get the chairs first before I buy the furniture that goes with the chairs. Because when if it doesn't look right.
Yeah, for sure.
And the chairs they're coming like first week in March.
Hey,
But now that I have my couch, I can do
they're
my
legit
studio.
fighting right lately.
They're not fighting.
Have you
You wanna
seen them?
see?
Do you think that's fighting?
They're playing.
It's so aggressive. Keep it on there. It's so aggressive.
It's not a.
Oh,
no.
yeah, it seems aggressive. Watch.
They look like they're having fun to me.
Yeah.
Max got half guard.
Okay,
Izzy.
this is fun. No. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. Keep
Izzy
going.
puts her feet on the hips, kicks off. Izzy now has. Izzy's up. Izzy's
And
up.
they're gone.
And now they
Bye-bye.
take off. They take off sprinting.
I just realized that if I'm talking, then they can't see the video, so it's just on me. Oops. It's been a long week, huh?
It has.
Today was a long day.
It has been a very long week. It has been more than sun up to sundown every single day. We've had parenting drama. We've had super busy with business and super busy with our house. And
It was bad. Our parenting. Isla brought a gun to school.
she did not. She's not even in school.
No, that's what I meant. It was my gun, and I found it
She
in.
brought in the living room.
I found it in our house, and I'm outraged.
She keeps saying that she focuses better at home, and I keep having to remind her that I caught her sleeping in a quiz at home.
That is my favorite. I walk in the living. If you've heard this already, just hear it again. It's so funny. I walk in the living room, and I see Isla sound asleep, computer open on the couch, and I hear the teacher go, "And your quiz starts now." And I go,
No, Leanne goes.
"No."
No.
The teacher said, "And
I
your
know,
quiz starts now." And then Leanne comes in and goes, "Isla." She pops up and goes, "Mom, I'm in the middle of a quiz."
She was asleep. She literally goes like this.
That video.
Mom.
That's funny. The video of you walking into her room with her laptop on the bed and she just knocked out in class.
In class.
So funny.
So we made her go over to the other house and sit in a chair. And she is such a little frustrating little sucker. But we had some parenting moments with her this week that were kind of exhausting.
Yeah.
Would you say that's fair?
Oh, it's really fucking fair.
Pretty fair.
Teenager stuff.
Stuff we've been sworn to secrecy by the teenager.
Yeah.
So we'll just say teenager stuff.
Teenager stuff.
Nothing crazy, but it's serious
Next
for
Friday
her.
night, are we doing anything?
I have no idea. The thing about teenager stuff is when you're a teenager, it's really serious, right? But when you're 50 and you watch the teenager stuff, you have to go, God, I wish I could just give them just a little bit of experience to know that this is not a big deal. Look at he's in his panties.
So it's what we chose.
This is not what my listeners usually do. I don't have your same demographic.
My back is killing me, baby.
We just got demonetized for sure.
I know, right? Thanks, babe. The only money I make. We should wrap it.
Is that the first time we've seen him wear underwear?
I work out in these underwear. I don't wear pants. I just wear these underwear.
He just wears.
I have to lay down in my bed. My
Okay,
back is hurting so bad.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. Thanks
I
for coming by.
I was good enough. Hey, Halston, talk to you later, buddy.
Yeah, see you in a couple days.
All right.
So since the Bertcast studio can't be set up, we are doing the Bertcast outside, right?
Yeah.
And I did something that's now I'm back in the wife of the party audience mode. I did something today that I'm very proud of myself for doing. This is very out of my wheelhouse. So I ordered outdoor furniture so that you guys could podcast outside. And like everything else in COVID, it won't be here for like 6 weeks. So I had our Bert's assistant, Trevor, take all of our outdoor patio furniture from my house over to the new house and pressure wash it. And we're having new cushions made. I was already had new cushions being made. Those cushions are 9 years old. They're just trashed for that couch, which was going to move to our new house anyway, but not intended for the podcast area. And I was like, well, we'll just move that over and use that. And then we'll have an outdoor set and until our real furniture gets there. So I started looking around and I thought, ooh, I don't really want people to see our backyard. Our backyard is a construction site. It's not very pretty. So I need to buy some like planters with lattice and plant some pretty flowers and kind of encase the couch in flowers so that you at least, you could probably still see the construction in the background, but at least it's not like construction site. And I was so overwhelmed by our week. We have so many wonderful things going on. I don't want anybody to think I'm ungrateful. I'm completely grateful for what's going on in life at the moment. But I get up at 6 and my day ends at like 10 every single day. So today I went, you know what? I'm going to call somebody and just have them plant all the plants, decorate the set. Do I need an outdoor rug? Go buy it. Do you think I need a potted plant here? Go buy it. Do you think I need jasmine climbing up the trellis thing that I bought? Plant it. I'm just going to hire someone who knows more about that than I do because I'm not really great at plants. I mean, I know what's pretty, but I do not have a green thumb. I have many gifts, but that's not one of them. So I just called this woman and said, I hear that you do staging for like real estate sale, like when someone's trying to sell their house and they want to freshen up their front yard. I have an emergency need. I need it done tomorrow. Can you do it? And she went, absolutely. And I was very proud of myself for that because that's really out of my wheelhouse. I would have left this podcast, which it's now what time? 8:45 and gone to Home Depot and bought plants tonight so that I could get up at 6 tomorrow morning and plant that. That's what I would have done. Like, that's what my brain was like,
Yeah.
Okay, I can get through this podcast and then I can go to Home Depot and then first thing in the morning, I can plant everything, even though I have drop squat at 8. I have which goes from 8 to 9. I have a 9 o'clock meeting. I have a 10 o'clock meeting. And then I was like, I'm just not doing that. I'm just going to pay someone else to do it because the Bertcast can afford to hire someone to stage this outdoor area.
I'm proud of you for delegating.
Right?
That's awesome.
And I said to Bert, that felt so good. I think I'm going to do that for the inside also. I have the chairs, but I got to find a rug. I got to find end tables like you're talking about. And I got to figure out where to put all the art on the wall. And this jerk, I said, I think I'm just going to hire somebody who does staging for like real estate to help me figure out where to put everything. And he went, no. You just do that yourself. You're better at that than anybody anyway. So you just do it. And I was like, you missed the point. You missed the point entirely. I don't have time to do it. And I want it done right. And I want it done now. I don't have enough focused, uninterrupted time. When I'm over there on that job site, I walked on the job site today, just thinking I'd be there for 5 minutes. I was there for 3 hours. I had to answer question after question, come look at the siding over here, come look at this electrical outlet over there. Let's discuss where you're going to put this and how that affects that. And I think we've miscounted your outdoor light fixtures. And so it just rolls and rolls. And today I just went, you know what? I can easily hire somebody to plant some plants and make it look beautiful. So I'm just going to do that.
Look at you.
I know. I was so proud of myself. Sounds stupid, I guess. And it's very much a privileged problem to have. I understand that fully, but
well, you've put yourself in the fire. You split your face open by passing out last year, so you need to start delegating.
You are right about that. I am not good at saying no when something needs to be done. I am a doer. Just like my wedding that we described. I made the flower arrangements. I organized the food. I had no wedding planner. I did all the decorations myself. My cousin Stephanie helped me a good bit, but I just don't know how to let somebody else do something. And I don't feel like I have to be in control. It's not about that. I just feel like if it can be done, then I can do it. I for sure don't care at all what the plants look like around this temporary studio. I could care less if she filled it full of sunflowers. It's just that if I can do it, why would I pay someone to do it? That's the way my mentality works. If I can do it, why would I pay a wedding planner? I'll just do it myself. Yeah,
you got
money.
that. You're still that girl from Georgia.
I am still that girl that goes, save a penny, but I'm killing myself. I mean, today, when I ran down my day, I got up at 6:30 because I helped Isla with homework until well after midnight last night because yesterday was Bert's sister's birthday and they had invited us over for dinner. And, we combine our bubbles, but we don't really go much outside of each other's bubble. So we went over for her birthday, but dinner was really late, like really, really late. So the girls came over early thinking dinner would be soon. And we didn't get home till like 10 o'clock. And Isla had a good 3 hours of homework. We thought we'd be home by like 9. So, or 8 or 9. So we stayed up and did homework until she just couldn't do it anymore. She was like, get me up at 6:30. And I don't usually get up till about 7:30, but I was like, I can't let her, she's just going to keep falling back asleep. So 6:30 this morning, I cleaned both bathrooms and then started laundry and then unloaded the dishwasher and fed the dogs. And at 8 o'clock, I had a Zoom call. At 8:30, someone came here to repair our television. At 9 o'clock, I had to drive the girls over to the other school. I ended up staying there for 3 hours dealing with contractors. And then I had to run and pick up something at Best Buy, drop it back off at the job site, run and go pick up something from Home Depot, drop it back off at the job site. Go to the tile store, came home, had another Zoom meeting, then had to watch the Go Big show, then ate dinner, then did this.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, I'm like, hey, we're going to podcast this week.
No, I needed to. I felt so bad. I didn't have the focus. The day I just described today was every single day this week.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the focus to try and even figure out a podcast episode for this week. So I'm glad that Bert came in and I'm glad we got to talk about our wedding.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And I'm glad we didn't talk about your wedding, but we talked about your plans on having a wedding. That's so exciting.
Yeah. Good to see.
I was so cute. Do we get to go to their wedding? Now, listen, sincerely, we don't have to come to your wedding. If your wedding is a small, simple, intimate affair, please don't feel like obligated to invite us. But I thought it was very sweet, and I wanted you to know that she wanted to go.
That is really sweet. Yeah. No, of course you guys are on the list. It's in Washington, so it's going to be up to you guys if you want to go. But
we will if we at all can. We totally will. If we're not, it doesn't interrupt school or something really crazy. School.
October maybe. Yeah. September, October, something like that.
No, it's so close though. You can come up for a weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really close.
We want to have a cool, it's between two venues, I think, at the moment, although we're very early in the planning process, but she brought up a place that would be basically like 20, 30 people could stay the night before. So we have like all of our friends and family staying the night before the wedding. And then we do the wedding and then we stay another night partying and having fun just in this, it's like in the woods, but it's beautiful. And there's these big buildings with all the rooms and everything like that. I think that's super exciting,
yeah, it's almost like, it is kind of like a destination wedding.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's still a 2-hour drive from the airport. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's remote.
Yeah. We'll see how many people want to go to that.
That's cool. That'll be fun.
Young. It's really cool. I'm excited about that. But it's just so hard to really focus on anything with COVID and plan anything. It just feels wrong a little bit, like, I don't know.
Yes.
I haven't seen my family in a year. This is the longest I've been away from them. And I have a new niece who just turned 1 in November, and I haven't seen her since last February. So it's like really bothers me because she's like 1 now. She recognizes me on FaceTime and everything. And she's like starting to say a few words. And it's just like, I feel like I am missing out. And it's like so difficult because I'm very, very close with my sister and always have been. So the fact that she has a kid is like still mind blowing to me, but like that's my niece.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I want to be like super uncle. I'm going to be the best uncle ever. I just, I want to go home so bad. I just don't know.
Well, the good news is she's too young.
Yeah.
To remember that you weren't around. So as much, as it stinks to miss any part of any child's life, at least, that she won't know that you missed any part of her life.
Yeah. We FaceTime like every day.
You do?
Yeah. It's so she's 1 and she called me on the iPad. She's a baby, like doesn't know how to say any words except for mum and hi. And I get a call on my phone and it's like from the iPad or whatever that they call me from. But she had learned how to press the buttons because so many times she watches her mom do it. And so she's always giving my sister the iPad to call me. And like, it's so cute.
What's her name?
Her name's Ellie.
Ellie. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How sweet.
I know. I gotta go see her when I think I'm gonna do that when Bert leaves.
Oh, is she in Oregon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
He's gonna be gone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You're just stuck with me, Halston.
That's gonna be awesome. We have a new studio. Are you kidding me? That's gonna be fun.
I know. Well, they say, and I doubt it, but they say we should be able to move in by the second week in April. And that's right after Bert leaves. So, but we can still build out my studio. We don't want to put any equipment over there while we're getting robbed, until we're living there. I think it's really foolish to put anything of value over there. So, even though I just had, for those of you criminals listening, I just had 4 more cameras installed, 6 solar floodlights installed. And even though our alarm system has a cellular backup and a battery backup, we just had a solar battery installed. So there is no way anybody can turn any of that off. And I don't know how better we could fortify it except by just living there. So
2 bull mastiffs.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'd have to live there. We can't, we're having some dirt drama over at the new house. So Izzy has Giardia.
What's that?
That is a parasite that you get from drinking contaminated water or eating contaminated dirt or poop. It is a parasite. And the parasite is usually only carried, from what I'm not a Giardia expert, but from what I read online, most people, it's really only wild animals that have it. And they poop on the ground. The spores from the parasite go into the dirt and then live in the dirt. And then an animal comes along and drinks out of a mud puddle or eats the dirt or eats the poop that has it in it. Then they get it. And it's actually quite hard to get rid of from what I've read, and can make them very sick. They could actually die from it if you can't get rid of it because it prohibits the body from absorbing nutrients. The parasite takes the nutrients from the food. So they eat the food and they poop the food, but they've got no nutrition from the food. So Izzy's actually lost a lot of weight. She's been on antibiotics, but she clearly still has it. Her poop is still kind of gross. So we're dealing with that. Mac has it too. And those 2 ninnies, when it was raining really bad here not long ago, I took them over there and there was a mud puddle and they thought it was super fun. And they dug in the mud puddle and dug and just ate the mud puddle.
Yeah.
And I stopped them and tried to stop them because, even if it's not Giardia, there's all kinds of worms and parasites that live in dirt. And they tested positive for it. And I guess it's kind of hard to get rid of in the dirt. And I figure since a pack of coyotes lived on our property before we bought it, that's probably the wild animal that pooped in the dirt that spread the parasite.
Yeah.
So, so I don't take them over there anymore because we have to, I guess there's this whole big treatment you have to do to the dirt.
Oh my goodness.
To get it to go away. Right.
This house, man.
it's been an odyssey. I have to tell you, when they say the money pit, it makes me feel really lucky for this little house that we've lived in for so long. It has
Definitely.
not been a money pit. It has been a great house. And
Yeah, and you'll be able to charge so much more
for rent.
Than you ever paid because you bought it in 2008.
Yeah.
And it's insane to me. That's so cool.
It's going to be great. But yeah, this other house has been, it's been a money pit a little
I
bit.
want to live in your old house.
Wait in line. Do you know,
I know,
my
right?
sister and brother-in-law are going to move over here while they look for a house and get their kid in our school.
They're
gonna
moving?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
When we move out, I think they're going to move in, and then Teddy, my nephew, can go to this elementary school, and they're going to take their time looking for a house in this neighborhood and not just jump into a house. That way they can rent. I mean, we don't care how long they rent this house. Stay forever if they wanted to, but we're not selling it. This is such a great house. We're going to keep it.
That's awesome.
Never
Good,
know.
yeah.
We may end up back here someday. We'll find that big house is too big, too much
Yeah.
property.
Never know. But yeah, I mean, that house wasn't touched since the 70s or something you said. So I think that a lot of your problems probably comes from that, huh?
Yeah, 1970 was the last time they did any real work to the house. I think they added the pool in 1980, and that's it. So we inherited a lot of maintenance issues. And there were coyotes living in the backyard, which is kind of crazy.
LA's coyote problem is crazy.
LA's coyote problem is scary, actually. It's really scary. It's not scary just because they're going after dogs and cats, but I think it's going to take them going after a child to get the city to do anything about it. And it really shouldn't get to that point. They are everywhere. They are in broad daylight, and they are particularly bad in the neighborhood where we bought our new house.
Oh,
really, really bad over there. I don't think we've ever had problems because I speculate this is, again, nothing that I have any scientific proof or fact to back. But I bet you my big dog's pee smells very different than my little dog's pee. And I think when a coyote comes sniffing around and they smell big dog pee, they just stay out of my yard.
They're like, that's the dog from the Sandlot.
I know, right? And then there's two of them. So here comes Bert.
My back is frozen.
Your back is frozen? What are you doing?
I was just telling you, still podcasting?
Yeah, I'm almost done.
you're going to have to zhuzh it out.
Just got a shower. Just belly.
Should I put my finger right in
No,
there?
don't do that. Hey, come on,
boy.
Yeah, my back was sitting on this chair. We did a podcast. I had meetings. I was sitting in that chair. My back fucking literally, it's a shooting pain going straight up my back.
That's not very fun.
And I'm just out in the power to try to loosen it up. I'm gonna go lay down in the bed.
Yo, Bert, go in the sauna.
I just showered. I wish I had fucking thought of that before. I might go first thing in the morning.
You might feel better though, even though you just showered. I don't know. Get that inflammation down.
No, it might loosen up my back.
It probably would.
I don't need to break a sweat. I just need to get warm.
Uh-huh.
All right, man, I'll do that. Thanks, Halston.
Good call, Halston.
Inflammation out. Every once in a while, I'm like, man, I should text them and ask them if I can use their sauna.
I don't know what we're going to do with it when we move. We don't have anywhere to put it.
Yeah, I used to go at the gym, but yeah, the gym hasn't been an option. They were taking money still from us for a while. There was like a lawsuit for 24-hour fitness because people were like, why are you taking $50 a month from us?
Right. Can't go.
Stupid.
That's really criminal. Seems very criminal.
It's okay,
24-hour fitness. All right. Well, let's wrap this evening up so you can get to your lovely fiancé, and I can get to my sometimes lovely teenagers. My teenagers are lovely, actually. Everything that's going on with Isla is completely normal. Even if there weren't a pandemic, the stuff we've been parenting this week, totally normal. But it's still exhausting and it's still troublesome. And you still kind of wish they didn't have to go through it, but know that they do. Because it's what every teenager goes through, just feeling low down about who they are. So
yeah.
par for the course. Well, Halston, I say this all the time, but thank you for being patient with us. We are so crazy in this house, and things shift and change so quickly and without notice. It is not without notice how patient you are and how pliable and willing to work. And I appreciate it. And I know Bert does too. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, my job is to make your guys' life easier. That's why I'm here. That's why I came to Bert and said, hey, I want to help you. Like you guys need help with your podcast and stuff. And I live across the street, so you can call me whenever. It's part of the deal, man.
Well, job well done.
Thank you very much.
Done. And it was nice to see Brooklyn. I haven't seen her in so long. She's so sweet.
Yeah, she asks about you guys all the time. And it's good that, you guys got to see each other again.
It was really nice. Please tell her how much I enjoyed seeing her. She's a sweet, sweet girl.
She's the best.
She is. You got lucky. So did she. But I think you may be luckier than she is.
Going off my ring.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it, right?
Yeah, do you want to see the little box?
She did. Yes, I do.
This little box I opened, and it says, "Will you marry me?"
I can't see that. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That's so great. Will you marry me? Oh, how sweet.
I'm the luckiest person in the world.
You are really lucky. And so
I'm the luckiest person in the world.
You know, it's one of the best things ever, being married. It's really fun. You know, Bert's not always easy to be married to, but the big picture is it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. You know, not everyone talks about their spouses like that, you know.
It's true. You know, we say this all the time. We're so lucky because, you know, we have these 4 couples, the Campers, and all 4 of us are genuinely happily married. Like, we look down the road to the future. All the kids are in college. We don't see anybody splitting up. We don't see anybody doing anything but improving. You know, we just are really lucky. And there are several people in our neighborhood, we feel the same way, that they'll always be together and they're genuinely happy. It's really nice to spend your time with other couples who are also genuinely happy in their marriage. I grew up with my dad. My dad was like the only divorced person in his group of friends. They were all married, still married, same spouses, very happy. And I think it's just great. It's not without a lot of work and dedication and understanding and patience and kindness. But what else are you going to do? You know, just be nasty and be right and righteous and want your own way. That doesn't grow you at all.
I've been so grateful, especially during the pandemic. I mean, either this brings you closer or it tears you apart, being stuck with each other inside for an entire year. That's kind of a feat in itself. Like, not everyone has to do that ever or has ever done it. I mean, even people who have been married for 20 years are probably having a hard time too, you know? So it just makes me really grateful to realize that, oh, I have the right one. That's for sure.
Yeah. It is the true litmus test, right?
Yeah.
Are you compatible with your spouse? Here's a pandemic.
We never,
you tell me.
We've never really, like, it sounds weird to say, but we never really fought. Like,
that's great.
We just talk. If there's something that we need to talk about, we talk about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Communication's the key. That's what my mama always told me.
That's true. I can't say that much for my house. I've had 1 or 2 fights with my husband, but we might both be a little more fiery than the 2 of you. I might be a little fiery and he might be a little dramatic.
Yes.
So the 2 of those together can lead to some arguments, but we're always respectful. We don't ever call names. Bert used to not curse when we argued, but that he started cursing now. He doesn't curse at me, but he curses when we're arguing a lot. I don't really like that, but I feel like if you're arguing, you should remain calm, you know, and he gets worked up. That's all post Travel Channel, post postpartum carryover.
Anytime that stress kicks in, it immediately goes to
fight or flight.
Mm.
Yes, that's right. This is a postpartum method of arguing that I've just kind of been like, well, he's not calling me a name. He's just going, it makes me so fucking mad. And then I go, well, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. This has been a litmus test, and I've been, again, super impressed with the campers. All our families have just done just fine. Hey, listen, it's not like Kathy doesn't call me and go, I need Stephen to leave for a day. I have been with him 7 days a week for 9 months now, and I would like for him to go somewhere else. I think on her birthday, we were like, last June, we were like, what do you want for your birthday? She said, to be alone in my house for the full day. That's what I would like. Just to be alone in my house for the full day, because that's what she was used to. You know, Stephen went to work, kids went to school, and she was home alone in her house all day. And so that's what she wanted for her birthday. And we were like, well, we can't really give you that. It's a pandemic, but we can take you out of your house for one full day, which is what we did. We took her out of her house, and it, was enough of a break. But other than that, I don't think any of our couple friends have argued. We've just kind of said, let's hunker down. Get through it.
I really have enjoyed getting to know your friends through the last 3 years. I mean, you really have some special friends. And like when I see them, they feel like my friends too now,
Thank you, Halston.
Yeah, they're such great people, and they're so warm and loving, and, they're not some hoity-toity, like, nose stuck in the air type people. They're like really genuine, awesome people.
Thank you. I can't tolerate nose stuck in the air, fakey make believe people. I just don't have any patience for it. I only have patience for people who are authentic, and not everybody's perfectly authentic, but as authentic as that person can possibly be, that's what I'm into. And I definitely have found several women and men, that are very authentic people, warts and all. And I love them for all of it. Some are more warty than others, but I love that too. It makes it interesting. It makes it interesting sometime to also, I think something that gets lost nowadays is that I think some people feel like they have to be in complete alignment with the people that they hang out with. And I just don't agree with that. I think, how boring is that? What if you agreed on everything with your best friend? Where would you learn? Like, where would you learn something? One of my favorite things about Sandy is that she says, hey, let's go to Vietnam. And I go, yeah. And then this year I got to say to her, hey, you want to go to Montana? We won this trip to Montana in a silent auction, and Bert can't go. So he said, why don't you take Sandy and her girls, and they just have a 6-girl trip to Montana? And she's like, yeah. But some of my other friends, I would ask that, and it would not be a yeah. It would be I'm not sure. I don't know if I can do that. And it's a long time to be gone. But, Sandy's always eating food that I would never eat. I mean, obviously she's Chinese, and so she has a much bigger understanding of Asian food in general, not to mention Chinese food, than I ever would have. Just growing up in Georgia, I never even had Chinese food till I was like 30. So she's introduced me to all this food that I never would have tried because I wouldn't have known like what it was, or even have been exposed to a restaurant that would have the menu. Like we ate this stuff in Vietnam that was like a catfish stew that you can't even buy here. I don't even know where you would buy it or what restaurant you would go to buy this dish. I value that so much about her friendship, and that she is just always game for whatever's going on. She's game. If I'm angry, she's game to be angry with me. If I'm forgiving, she'll forgive with me. If I'm happy, she's happy with me. If I'm sad, she's sad with me. Kathy, I call Kathy, and she always has a different opinion than I do. And it always makes me think about my own opinion. And she's never afraid to say, I don't agree with that. And this is why. And I appreciate that so much. And Lynn, man, she is just What you see is what you get. If she don't like it, she gonna let you know. Nope, I'm not doing that. I can't make that time. Nope, I don't want to do that. And then you go, well, that's great. I'd rather do that than have someone say, yes, I'll go and be miserable. I'm sorry. My dog has cornered my cat. Hold on one second. They're playing, but I don't think the cat feels like they're playing. Oh, no!
Oh, there goes the light again.
No chase cat. No chase cat.
Thank
No.
you guys for watching and listening.
I know, right?
I read your comments and I love them. And I get your messages and I love them. So thank you very much. This is me carrying the show. I feel like I've never had to do this before. So this is a new experience for me.
Sorry.
I think the key is to just keep talking, even though you might not know what to say. You just kind of keep talking. You just keep going. So I will just say, yes, thank you for all the love that you guys have given me over the years. It means a lot to me. And Leanne's still not back. Damn it. I thought I bought myself enough time. I am snacking on some sweet potato fries that my fiance made and a turkey burger.
I saved him.
Ooh, let me get mine.
Hi, Mr. Bad. Do you say hi to everybody? This is Mr. Bad, or his name is Gus. Oh, meow, meow. Look
This is Zeta.
Gus, Gus. Hey, hi, Zeta. Oh, Mr. Bad. He's not happy in here because he's not allowed in here because Bert is allergic to cats. But I have saved him from being stalked by dogs. So, well, we should wrap it up. It's been a long podcast. And now it's rambling into me keeping dogs from chasing cats. And
Oh, I rambled while you were gone. I was like, I think I'm carrying the show right now. And I'm
there you go. I'm the star. Star. Right. Well, thank you, Halston. I'm sorry you had to eat dinner like that. Why didn't you just tell me you wanted to eat dinner first? I could have done it later.
No, I was on the bike and I was exercising and I just didn't want to eat at the time. So
Okay.
I
Well,
figured I'd pick at something while we did this.
you can always tell me,
Of
Can I have
course,
half
no.
an hour to eat? I would have been happy to say, yeah.
No, of course. No, I'd rather have started earlier because I got to get this edited and uploaded.
I know. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't have earlier.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. We were all booked up with Birdcast too
Yeah.
since like 10 in the morning.
Yeah, it's a busy
Wow.
day.
It's been a long day too.
Has.
All
Enjoy
right.
your night.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.